What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Skywars. So, if I recall correctly, I don't think I've recorded a single video since summer vacation started. And, I mean, you guys might have noticed that, but, you know, I actually have a pretty reasonable excuse this time, and I think some of you might be able to relate to this excuse. Because for the last few weeks, I have not actually been able to access the hypixel server, much like a lot of you. And everybody should know that the server is down, but probably not everyone knows why it was down, or like how it got to be that way. So I'll give you the short of it. Essentially, hypixel got DDoSed. Yes, I know it's like it seems kind of absurd to just say it like that, but yeah, they actually got DDoSed, or not really them specifically, but their providers. Because hypixel can't, like, host the server, you know, themselves. I mean, they can, but, like, it's extremely impractical. So they have a provider that hosts it for them. And this provider was getting DDoSed, and apparently a lot of other servers were also getting DDoSed. This was outlined in, like, you know, posts that they had, that, you know, hypixel had made regarding the whole situation. Status updates, if you will, that they made frequently to, you know, update people saying when the server will be back up. In fact, I think the posts are still public, so you can see the full info yourself. I'll probably provide a link in the description. The hypixel's server, you know, provider got DDoSed, and they had to spend a lot of time fixing that, and they probably went through the slowest and most expansive technique possible, but it was honestly the best idea. So basically what they did, to counteract their server provider getting DDoSed, they decided to move their entire collection of hardware to Cloudflare in like a few weeks, which is insane because they understandably have a lot of hardware hosting for, you know, anywhere, like on average, 100,000 people at a time. So, yeah, they had this site called status.hypixel.net, and I think it's like, it's always been there, but it would just be used for us to, like, figure out what was happening with the server and how far along they were. Actually, no, how far along they were. They added a progress bar to hypixel.net, like the main site, and that was how we figured out how far along they were. But, like, the info describing the situation was, I mean, I think it was also on hypixel.net, but it's no longer there because they fixed the server. So it's still on status.hypixel.net if you want to check it out for yourself. Now, it was quite unfortunate for hypixel to get DDoSed right when I started my summer vacation, and I'm pretty sure that was intentional, like the large-scale DDoS. Probably all of the people behind it, you know, were thinking, oh, if we do this right at the start of summer vacation, then we're gonna have, like, the most impact with our actions, I suppose. So I kind of had to, like, find some way to occupy myself during the first few weeks of summer vacation while I waited for hypixel to fix itself. Because, like, at the beginning of summer vacation, I didn't really have responsibilities at all. I mean, I still kind of don't, like, as I'm recording this. I have summer school later in, like, summer vacation, although that's, like, it's not because I, like, did poorly in classes, because I took, like, an extra class in, like, the beginning of the year, because, like, I had to, like, I had to take the extra class because, how do I really describe this? Basically, my algebra teacher, like, failed to teach me in middle school, so I was really bad at math, and and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna make you take an extra test, we're gonna make you take an extra class. And honestly, I found myself enjoying that extra class, so I was glad that I took it, but, you know, now I have to get back on pace with the whole math thing, so, yeah, summer school. But for now, that is not the case, and how are you alive? Oh, dear. Ah, I forgot I blocked that up. Anyways, so, like, I basically had nothing to do during the, that's the wrong block. I basically had nothing to do for, like, a while during the beginning of summer vacation, so, yeah, I had to find, oh my goodness, I'm not looking at that. So anyways, I mean, there I was at the start of summer vacation, having pretty much nothing to do up until, you know, hypixel fixes their server shenanigans. You know, I had to find some way to, you know, kill time until then, because I couldn't just, like, sit around and rot. So I found that way in some texture pack making. essentially, the pack that you're looking at right now was a pack that I started like a really long time ago, like 2018, 19. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of time to some people, but like in the internet terms, like 4 months is an eon, so yeah, I don't really know. So anyways, I like actually started this pack and finished it like a really long time ago, but I was really bad at texture pack making at that point. Okay, so if you could actually hold anything other than right click and S, it would be pretty dope. Oh, you're about to get strength, aren't you? You are. I don't like that. Okay, well, if you could get a normal hit for a second. I'm gonna grab that. Please stop holding S. You know, there might be, you know, impressionable children in the audiences who think that this is actually a proper way to play the game. This pack was, like, really not good. I had, like, a lot of elementary techniques that I should have used, but I didn't use properly enough. I think like, one of them is called hue shifting, which, oh my goodness, you deal a lot of damage. Yeah, but, like, one of the techniques was called hue shifting, and it was, like, something that, you know, vastly improves the look of a pack, and I just didn't use it at all. And this pack was very large by this point. It was, like, 400 textures. So, yeah, it took a very long time for me to fix the entire pack, like, 2 whole weeks, coincidentally, pretty much the exact same amount of time it took for Hypixel to fix their server. So I suppose there's that relief in that I didn't have to wait too long. Planning on releasing, oh dear, I'm actually planning on releasing this pack at 100 subscribers, which I think I'm relatively close to. I think I'm at like 91. So yeah, if you wanna have this pack, it's very, I mean, I think that it's very good. I put like a lot of effort into it. It's like, it seems pretty basic until you realize that, I'm just going to show you by going over to the UHC Champions lobby, that I actually made a completely animated UHC overlay. Like, you got all of this stuff, Dragon Sword, Flame Bow, oh, this keeps up, but like Flame Bow, I've also animated like the fire swords and all that stuff, so yeah, a lot of work went into this. I really want to release it, but I'm going to put it behind a sub goal anyway because I like subs. Deal with it. It's kind of a shame that I can't actually show off the animated textures that much because, like, I spent so much time on them. Like, I said 2 weeks to pretty much finish the entire pack, like, revamping the entire pack. And the main pack has, like, 400 textures. That took, you know, like, I don't know, like 9 days. And then the overlay, the UHC overlay, which I had to fully animate, that had, like, I don't know, maybe, like, 30, 40 textures, and that took 5 days, so I spent so much time working on this. I had to mess around with so much animation code with textures, because it's not like, you have to, like, mess around with code and stuff, like, and all that to, like, not only make animated textures, but make the UHC overlay, so I spent an ungodly amount of time on this, and I want to showcase it, but the problem is that I'm garbage at UHC, and have, like, no craft, so it's not like I'm really going to be winning a lot of games. And I wouldn't really want to post, like, you know, hypixel UHC losses number 4 on my channel. It's like, doesn't really seem like all that hype. If you care about UHC and you want this because of the UHC overlay, then I don't know, just get me to a good enough subscriber count. Then, you know, this pack will be all your guys's. I'll actually do like a proper pack showcase and all that stuff, be able to show you what I... Okay, well, I wasn't expecting you to die from that. But I'll be able to show you, like, more in-depth what the textures are. Because I've also animated the armor models, which is deceptively difficult. Packs, normally, when you want to animate a texture, you're gonna, like, make what's called a PNG strip, which is just basically a vertical strip of, like, tons of equally sized PNGs. You'll write some code that you'll put into a file called a .mec meta file, and that'll, like, cycle through the frames for you. But the way that armor models work in, like, the texture pack, is that, like, if you change the proportions of like, you know, the armor texture, which is, you know, you have to change the proportions of the image to get the PNG strip to animate the texture, it kind of, like, freaks out, and I'll put up a screenshot of this. It actually looked, like, hilarious. I love the image, but obviously I wasn't going to put that in there into like the pack because it wasn't intentional, obviously. Luckily, I am in like a few texture pack communities from when I was like a lot more serious about texture pack making, and one of the people was able to hook me up with a texture pack that did have animated armor models, and I could just copy over the code. Also found a bug in that code that basically says that I couldn't use hyphens in the file name, and that took like an hour to fix because I didn't realize what I was looking for. So yeah, lots of fun. No matter how badly I talk about the whole process, it was still very fun, and honestly, I kind of like texture pack making. It's just that it takes so long, but definitely the reward. There's definitely enough reward to allow it to pay off, because I don't know, I just really like making things and then seeing people enjoy them. That was also kind of why I started this YouTube channel. I just like wanted to see people enjoy my content. Unfortunately, this person will not enjoy the content of my sword. Good day, thank you, and good games. So yeah, that ends another episode of Skywars, guys. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Try to get me to 100 subs, and I'll be able to do the pack release. It'll be pretty nifty when we do that. Hopefully, Hypixel is going to, like, optimize the whole Cloudflare server thing, because I've been noticing during this recording session that it's not quite optimal. It's a little bit unstable, but I mean, that's to be expected. They're literally trying something out brand new with, like, no beta testing. So, hopefully they'll fix it soon, and then maybe I won't have to spend, like, an hour trying to record, because I keep on losing games to lag.
Please, no John.
Go away, Reggie. Anyways, bye.